What up, it's your boy Geronimo, and back at you with a new video. Back at you. I'm trying something new. Please bear with me. So this is Haste, Broken Worlds for Nintendo Switch 2. It came out on PC a year ago. I got it for discount then, but I didn't really go back to it and play it much. It came out this past April 1st, 2026 for all consoles, so everybody can enjoy this cool running game. So what is Haste? And why is this girl hitting these hills like she got places to be? Well, Haste is, as you expect, a third-person kind of free-running type game. I wouldn't call it a platformer per se. You're not really jumping a bunch of platforms to get to a goal. You're running. You're running really fast. You're hitting the tops of the hills, getting a lot of air. It's exhilarating, and your goal is pretty much to get to the end before each world pretty much gets taken over by like the universe collapsing. I know that sounds really intense, but bear with me here. It's a fun game. Like it plays really well on Switch 2. Has a couple of quirks here and there. I know it's in the hub world area. If you're like looking towards where the waypoints are, there's a specific place you can go and talk to NPCs to like get some items, you know, talk to her, get more information about the story, and you know, just help level up your character Zoe further as you go through the levels. And it drops frames, which is weird, but when you're actually in the levels, it feels so good, y'all. It feels great, and I'm here to talk to you about why I think you should check it out. So the game overall, you start the game, you're pretty much going from portal to portal. There are 10 worlds. I haven't gone through all of them yet. I think I've only gone through like a third of them. They're called shards. And in these shards, you have procedurally generated levels. So it's a little roguelite-ish as you progress, because when you finish a level in a shard, you'll have a little section where you kind of choose your next area. You'll have forks in the road. You can choose to go to like rest areas to heal and talk to NPCs. You can go to an area and get to like items with your sparks. You collect these sparks as you go through the levels. And the game is really all about feeling the momentum, enjoying the great music, and landing. It's all about landing. There's no real jump button in the game. You just left click on your controller to go fast. And as you hit these hills, and you basically have to press A or right trigger to descend fast and land. And it's all about getting those perfect landings to keep your rank up and maintain your speed. So it's not just about level memorization. It's more so about keeping up with how the level is generated as you go along. There are also some bosses you can fight against toward the end of each one. They can get pretty wild too. They're really fun though. It gets kind of exhilarating, like having to avoid all these crazy lasers or like these lava things filling up the ground. It gets hectic. It gets really hectic, I'll tell you what. But yeah, game is a ton of fun. Highly suggest y'all check it out. Anywhere you may see it, definitely recommend it. When you use the character Zoe, you also have like an item where you can kind of like, you have a meter at the bottom. It's like a yellow meter. You fill that meter up by when you make your landings when running. You make perfect landings or okays, you fill up the meter. And well, actually perfect and good ratings. Perfect is like perfect, like it's smooth. Good is like maybe you're slightly off. Okay is like you're kind of off a lot. And then bad is like, you tried landing on the incline. That doesn't feel good. So it's always best to land either on a flat surface or at like a slope that's becoming flat. That's kind of what they do. It's yeah. So it's a nice ebb and flow to it. You kind of get into a nice flow state as well as you're playing the game. So, you know, I'm sure as everyone is thinking when you look at this looks like how 3D Sonic the Hedgehog should be. Well, you're right and you're wrong. As far as the sense of speed and going through the levels, it is all momentum based. So I do agree with you there as someone that is a 2D Sonic, you know, fan and 3D, but you know, I grew up on the 2D games. So momentum is king in that game. Momentum based platforming is king. Now the way I would say it's not like Sonic is you don't have any real enemies you have to like bounce off of or use as like a a bridge to get from one platform to the other. You don't have any special zones. You don't really collect rings to stop yourself from dying, and things like that. The bosses are much different. So the only thing that both of those series, well, this game and the Sonic series share, is just the sense of speed. That's really it. But it's cool for someone that if you're there after Sonic Generations came out back in the early mid 2010s, there was a huge modding scene that kind of grew then. Everyone was trying to make their own 3D Sonic like physics game. So a lot of Sonic fan games would not be real levels. It would just be like in those weird gray and dark gray Unreal Engine checkerboard worlds. Not real games, but just tech demos. Fortunately, we're kind of out of that nowadays, but I digress. I'm not going to go too much about that. Overall, this game is a lot of fun, y'all. I'm enjoying it. It's been really fun to play. Docked and handheld. Now, this is interesting they did this. In the settings, they pretty much have it to where you can change your graphics like it's a PC game. It goes from low, medium, high, ultra, and you can do custom, which is like changing your shadows or motion blur, things like that. Turn the motion blur off, by the way. Just turn it off. In handheld, I would advise do low settings because it's the most consistent performance-wise there, especially when you're going through the levels. If you're playing docked, personally, I like ultra with motion blur off because I think the game looks and runs the best there. It looks visually nice. Now, resolution-wise, I can't tell you what the resolution is. It's at least 1080p. Docked, maybe a little lower in handheld, but it doesn't really look blurry on the screen or anything. I don't have any handheld gameplay here. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that, and I'll record something. But for here, docked looks pretty good, right? So it's been a great experience. Music is fantastic. Visuals are nice. Yeah, it's a great time. Oh, and the number one thing too, the game is pretty cheap. I think it was on sale when it first came out on the 1st. I don't know if it does have that sale, but I think its regular price is like $20. So I think for this type of a game, I'm not even that halfway through the levels that they provide you. You can get a good bang for your buck. And it's also a good game if you want to just do a level or two. If you get like 15 minutes of your time, or however much time you usually have during your day, get a couple runs in and put it down and do something else. Really great for that too. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I'll have some more videos about games I've been playing lately and other news and, hopefully new unboxings whenever stuff gets delivered here. But yeah, take it easy and post in the comments. Have you played this game? If so, where'd you play it on? Or would you be interested in getting it? Let me know. So yeah. Alrighty. Thanks for watching and peace out.